course, is about connecting the data. That connection to performance and compensation, it's trying to get that differentiation of how we're using compensation. You have to make that connection. Thinking about recruiting to quality of recruiting, that's probably going to come from a performance management system as one of those main data inputs. So how do we connect those systems together? This is so critical and important to find these connections that exist in data. A good example of where you're really starting to achieve an analytics program, rather than, again, that focus on tactics. And again, providing information, the kind of the what has happened, tactics. Understanding insights, root causes, the why is more inherent in analytics. Guiding operational decisions versus driving the strategy, and looking at the present, understanding the past a little bit, now starting to switch over on the analytics side to understand what are the outcomes that we expect from here. What are we going to forecast? What are we going to project? Or what are we going to predict? Thinking very explicitly about predictive analytics. And then there's often differences in the way that we consume this information as well. A lot of listings of data as we think about tactics versus interactivity and visualizations of information as we think about the analytics side of things. So hopefully that draws out some good parallels here for you to think about these differences between a lot of these tactics that we want to achieve versus really having an analytics program. But let me go further here and trying to make it more practical for you by actually breaking out some examples, and some examples in areas that, for many of you, are going to be the types of things that you're looking to move the needle on and measure in your organization. So let me dive in here to the first example, which will actually be on the recruiting side of things. Now, some really interesting research here that was done by a group called